it's Dave Jermell for ThaBoxingvoice. Pleased to be joined by Super Welterweight Tszyu. How are you, Tim?
Good, thanks.
Good stuff, good stuff. Just finished training, or are you on your way there, or?
Yeah, we'll had sparring in the morning, just got a few media obligations that I'm attending to, and then back to training, so yeah, it's a busy day today.
Good stuff, good stuff. So, going into business, your last fight ended in a first round KO against Morgan. You've got quite a few, KOs under your belt now. Did you expect the fight to go as easy as that in December as it did?
First of all, there's no such thing as an easy fight. I had a good preparation. I felt confident. I'm bigger, stronger. So all of that plays a part. Got him a nice shot early, and that's all it really needed.
Yeah, I mean, over in Brisbane, wasn't it? Did you have there was some crowd there as well, wasn't there? Over in the UK at the moment, we can't have any crowds at any fights.
Yeah, well, my first fight last year was 16,000, and the previous one with Morgan was 13,000. So we're not doing too bad here in Australia.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Prior to that as well, you fought former world champ Jeff Horn. You stopped him in within 8 rounds as well. I mean, that fight wasn't just big for an Australian level. That I take it that was a fight that put you back on the global sort of stage. Have you reached out to Jeff afterwards, and how did you analyse your performance in that fight?
It wasn't too bad. I dominated from the opening bell with Jeff. Definitely got some eyes rolling for the international scene from that fight. I didn't really speak much to Jeff after, but he was very humble in his defeat. I gave him a message on Facebook, and all my respect to him.
Good stuff. And currently you're ranked number 2 in the WBO, 3 in the IBF, 7 in the WBA, 10th in the WBC. When we spoke to you a couple of years ago, it's been that long. You were, top 15, I think, and now you broke into the top 10 rankings. Surely this is the year now that you challenge for a world title. Is that what your eyes are set on?
100%. I want to put the whole division on notice. Because I'm right there at the very top now. All the number 2s, number 3s for myself. That doesn't mean anything. There's only one thing, and that's to be the champ.
Yeah, I mean, you're very close now. The closest, the highest ranking, I think, is the WBO, isn't it? Where Teixeira is the champ. Would you prefer the Charlo fight or the Teixeira fight next?
If I got offered the Charlo fight, I'd take that without a blink. Wouldn't even think about it. Any fight, a world title's a world title. Charlo's got all the belts, so that makes it even more interesting.
Good stuff. I mean, across the pond, I wouldn't say across the pond actually, well, in England, big fight that's happening in a few months' time is going to be Ted Cheeseman versus Metcalf. Again, they're in the in each of the rankings as well. Is that a fight that you'll be paying attention to?
I haven't really looked at it yet. I've heard of Cheeseman, I haven't heard of the other guy. But yeah, I'll definitely give it a watch. These are the boys in my division, so it's an interesting time now.
100%. And how have you been training wise during the pandemic? Have you had to change your regime? Because I know you used to go over to Thailand as well, didn't you? So what kind of things have you been mixing around and changing?
Look, in all honesty, it doesn't feel like anything here in terms of pandemic in Australia. We haven't had a case for 10 days now. So
fantastic.
We're living life here. We're living life here normal. We're training here normal. Nothing's changed. We've got the big fights. We've got stadium fights. So for the meantime, I think Australia can become the mecca of boxing while this whole pandemic is on.
Brilliant. And Tim, how many times are we expecting you out this year? Have you still got the deal with Top Rank, haven't you, and Bob Arum?
No. I'm signed with Matty Rose from No Limit Boxing, promotional company here in Australia. But look, I want to have a busy year, 3 to 4 fights. I don't like to sit on my ass and do nothing. I like to fight and get better and climb closer to where I want to be, and that's world titles.
Brilliant. And another fight that may happen in the division, some people might say they're a bit past it now, but certainly we definitely want to watch it, is Kell Brook and Amir Khan. Is that something that do you think can happen, and is that something that you'll be watching if it does?
The Amir Khan and Kell Brook?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good fight. I think those two have had a rivalry for a long time, which hasn't happened for a long time, and I think that fight needs to be done for the English fans because I think they deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gutting that we can't actually get to see you over here because of the pandemic and so on and so forth. I take it that's on your bucket list to fight in the UK as well, isn't it?
Oh, 100%. UK, America, Russia. That's all in the near future.
Brilliant. And just very finally then, hopefully we get to see you this year against Charlo or Teixeira. How would you go about fighting them? What sort of weaknesses can you see in those two fighters?
Look, I think they're great boxers, but I don't think they're special. And I think I'll be able to find the weaknesses in them. For me as a fighter, I like to analyse and dissect my opponents, and I believe that I've got the tools to make that happen against those two boys.
Good stuff. Tim, all the best, mate, from the Boxing Voice, and we look forward to seeing you out in action soon.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Brilliant. Have a good one, mate. See you later. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.